It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but right now, you rocking with Noonish.
I feel like I'm the last man standing. 4-5, sitting on my dresser like a bandit. Oh my, why you scared? There ain't no need to panic. I ain't on a wave that could sink the tides turning.
Woo! I love staying in shape, especially when I run out of booze. I gotta run to the liquor store. But I never go anywhere without my shot sock. That's right, the shot sock. You might think it's funny, but, well, it is funny. Enjoy the shot sock for the man in your life who wears socks.
Welcome to Noonish. Switched them up on them. Hit them with the killer crossover. Yeah, man. So, got a very exciting show today, man. I'm your host, Jonathan Anderson, the CEO of the In Group, here with our awesome co-host, El Grande Toro, Jonas Bull. Hey, and half man, half amazing. I think he burnt. I don't know. But yeah, he oh, Mark Clayton in the building. It's gonna be a little smack talk today, man. We got a DB and a wide receiver on the show today, man. And, hey, and that DB I'm telling you about is a special friend of mine, man, since 12, 13 years old. Done a lot of great things, still doing a lot of great things. Mr. Ellis Hobbs of the New England Patriots, Philadelphia Eagles, Iowa State representing.
Let's go. What's up, fellas?
Hey, I just realized you was Eagles to Eagles, dog. Came in as an Eagle, went out as an Eagle, you know?
You know what? I've never even thought about that. You're right.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, it's a blessing, man. Welcome to the show, man. We're so happy to have you on as an additional co-host and special co-host. And this show's going to be pretty cool, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, and thanks for reaching out, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Tell me.
Well, it's been good keeping in contact with you, anyways, man. I don't want people to think like we just linked back up. We've been in contact,
man. It's like, yeah, it's forever, bro. Like Ellis was one of my main homies that supported me when I jumped out of baseball and went to the financial services industry. Like, just quick, man. Just all love, showed me love. We went out to the NFL Combine. We put a show together, or did an event together at the hotel. Up in Indy. It was a 3-day event, very, very good event, man. Yeah, but like I said, just been very supportive, man. Pervasive Society, enough about me, man. Tell us about you, man. What's going on, bro? What you been up to, bro?
Oh, man, the the process.
Yeah.
I think what people get confused with is that you start anew, right? And you have to reinvent yourself. But me, honestly, it's just continuing on. And obviously, you learn through bumps and bruises, life lessons, good, bad, or indifferent, where that is. But for the most part, I just continually stay with the process, bro. Everything that you know from my core being, JA, speaking to you directly, none of that has changed. You know, I've taken off the helmet, I put on a hat, but I'm still me. And so what I do now, man, I'm a serial entrepreneur at heart, investment strategies, things of that nature. By day, I literally manage money, my own specifically as a day trader. I have other businesses as well, Privé Society, Luxury Lifestyle Management Group.
We're actually,
yeah. We're spurring off into a lot of different things, man. But the overall basis of my life and the concept I truly want people to understand is that I'm more than an athlete. An athlete was just a part of me, right? It was just something that I was able to do, but I'm much more than that. And all I've taken from that is the skills, the core values and principles that allow me to play at a high level. And I've just infused it into my other worlds, and that's my edge, on my opponent at the end of the day, which that has no face.
Yes, man, it's crazy you bring that up. We actually talked about that a little bit last week. Just that transition from the sports life to the professional world, taking that same passion, and the fact that not all athletes are able to make that transition as gracefully as you have, as Mark has, man. And it's been beautiful to watch, man. It's been beautiful to watch.
So, hey, Ellis, when you were playing, so did you know that you were going to be an entrepreneur, or that you was an entrepreneur while you were playing, or did it hit you after?
No, I mean it's one of those things, Mark, and I'm pretty sure. Well, first let me back up a little bit. Where I don't want it to be confused with um, people not understanding that there's a dark side to this thing, right? That transition is a monster, and when for as much as I was in tune or knowledgeable about where I was as an athlete, my last play was a broken neck and wheeled off the field, right? And so the traumatization from that, it has its own box, but the depths of what you don't understand beyond that is, even me having a degree at the time, or having a degree from college of visual communication fine arts, just a lot of different things that I thought I had in line, I still was in the darkness because I had been doing something for so long continuously. And I would compare that to being tied around a tree. And once they cut you off that tree, you don't really know where to go, right? But so again, just a darkness world. But to your point, Mark, I don't think I ever had the um the awareness of saying, you know what, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I just wanted to be able to sustain my lifestyle and be better. And whatever that required, I was willing to do that. And for what history shows us financially, socially, normally the most successful people are taking the biggest risk, they're taking the biggest calculated risk. They're making very disciplined choices. And then I believe the number one catalyst is they're always working towards being their own boss. And so that was something that was always with me. And whatever that meant for me to do, meaning I took 9 to 5. I took a sales job with an alcohol company. I worked in construction remodeling as a sales rep. And so, yeah, you can say that I worked for someone, but my mindset was always geared towards working for myself.
Yes.
And whatever that took, I was willing to do that to get to the end goal or to continue to get back on path to my main goal.
Yeah. And along the way, you learn so many different industries that helped create this holistic, just who you are now, right? And
Exactly.
It's almost like a chameleon. You can walk
Yeah.
into just about any environment and have a conversation with just about anybody.
Yeah.
And it's not just somebody just throwing something out there. It's actual experience that's come from this, and you're adding value to whoever's sitting across from you anytime you step into the building.
It's humbling, bro, and I'm glad you could put it so eloquently. I compare it to like The Dark Knight. If you guys remember the first one with Christian Bale, where he was just so fed up with the corruptness of his life and how people pigeonholed him into being Bruce Wayne and son of the Wayne Manor, right?
Yeah.
And he pretty much renounced all of that and went in and put himself in homelessness, found himself over there in Asia, wherever he was, right? I identify with that very well, to where I didn't care what type of money I had in the bank account, whether small or big or whatever. I need to immerse myself in what I don't know.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times people question me. People ask me like, "Why do you have a job?" or "Why do you do this?" or "Man, he's working here." And there's some uncomfortableness in that, right? Because your ego always wants to get in the way. But for me, it was a situation of they don't know me. It doesn't matter. And what is my end game, or what am I trying to get to? And so if you can keep that reference or that North Star, it allows you to stay focused on what you need to do. And then above anything else, when I was in that, or when it was still in those worlds, to your point, what you said, Jay, you learn so many different languages, man. And some of the stuff that used to frustrate me in the beginning when I came out of the league, because Mark, I'm pretty sure you can attest to this. When you put that helmet on, bro, you have diplomatic immunity. You can do whatever you want. And I'm gonna be very colorful right now. But when I used to get in front of white people, it didn't matter how I talked. It didn't matter what I said.
Yeah,
You're Ellis Hobbs with the New England Patriots, man. Come over here, right? But as soon as I take that off, they look at you completely different. Now take the white aspect out of it, put in females, put in adults, put in social media, whatever it is, right? But by me taking that off, it helped me strip that ego,
Yeah.
and it helped me build back value to who Ellis H. Hobbs III is.
Yeah.
And so now when I get into a room with somebody, I'm not talking with emotion, I'm talking with strategy.
Yep.
I'm talking with leverage.
Yeah.
I'm talking with opportunity. I'm talking with value proposition.
For sure.
And so when you can do those things, it just opens up a lot of other doors for you to continually move your journey.
Yeah. Man, so I tell people, they ask me, hey, what do you like to do? I'm like, anything new. Right?
Right.
I don't want to do anything I've done before.
That's
I want to do
good.
something new. And I love to be uncomfortable because in uncomfortable places, you grow. Right? So, I'm not one to just continue to go to the same environment every time. Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I get bored. I'd rather be home in my bed asleep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got to get into your discomfort zone.
Yeah. That's where I live, man. That's where I love to be. So, just like how we started this podcast, none of us, when we started this podcast, we were like, hey, we talked about it for a while.
Let's go.
Yeah, we started it one day. And Oscar will tell you, he came up here one Wednesday. We were like, we're doing a podcast. He was like, what? And like we just set it up and went, and now is the more we've, gotten in front of the camera and brought on guests, and it's just this is an experience I look forward to every week. I can't even lie.
And I said it to you yesterday, bro. I think the biggest deficiency for people is not just putting it into the universe.
Yeah.
They do so many what ifs, and it has to be the perfect moment at the perfect time at the perfect place.
Yeah.
But you tell me who the hell does that?
Exactly.
Who's perfect in anything, right? So when you actually get into it and you the moving parts start to happen and whatever it is, like you said, that's when the sword starts to get sharpened. That's when you start to make revisions. That's when you start to make edits, real time situations. Like, okay, we need to say this versus that, or all right, this is we need to EQ this up, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you keep writing the script in your head, the script can never actually be tested.
Yeah. Well, what did Randy Moss say? I'm all about that action, boss.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Like I said, I give you the new one. My kids, I guess it's popular now. I want all that smoke. I need that.
Yeah.
I need all that smoke.
I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, so I don't know if you got a chance to check out some of the shows, but we'll go ahead and get into the flow. We usually start with a little intro as we have just began. But,
get into the flow. We get into the flow.
Man.
That's how you got that drink?
Hey, what you got over there? Hey, let's go ahead and get a toast up, man. Toast to the mostest.
Yeah. So FYI, I don't know if you guys are actually Scotch drinkers, but Crown Royal, their highest batch, extra XR rare, so extra rare. This is their last batch that they're ever gonna make. So whatever's out there in the universe from a distillery standpoint, this is it.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and bought the signature bottle of it. So I only pull this out for special occasions. So this is a special one, just the fact that I'm seeing boys leveling up. So yeah, let's do it.
Love it, man. Gotta raise the glass up one time for the toast, man.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm gonna pull from the bottle. Let me be more professional.
Good. Hey, we got plastic cups over here, man.
It's Noonish.
We usually busting out the solo cups. We got the clear boys today. We got the plastic cups. You ain't got to be that professional on us,
All right.
Yeah, but he's got the quality. You got the quality.
Yeah.
I say you gotta.
Yeah.
All right.
Wet this whistle real quick, Around noon. Get this thing jumped off. Here we go. Toast right here, man. It's another great show.
Salute, fellas. Stay healthy, get wealthy.
Yes, sir. Good. So we're going to start it out with that Heisman ceremony last night, man. Special shout out to A-Meet, Louisiana. I don't know if y'all have been there, but I've spent some time there, gone to some high school football games. Really? My college roommate, Curtis Burkhalter. Wow. He's from A-Meet, Louisiana, bro. Super small town, bro. They had segregated baseball up until 2002.
Oh yeah, that's hella
super small.
It's out there.
So small town, man. It's humble souls. I mean, the people, like you could just tell from the guy's Heisman speech last night. Just very grounded, like you said. People, man, individuals that they come from. There's not opportunity like here in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So to see Devontae Smith go out there and do what he did in Alabama. And win that Heisman Trophy, man. I almost shed a tear last night, man.
Bro, you know what, man? I try because my family, right? And this is the complexion that I have within my world, or the complication. you work as hard as you do. And Jay, you know this from where we are. We have that opportunity, right? But there was a grind to get to a level of success, especially in sports where the pools are so deep and, the reservoirs are so deep, right?
Yeah.
But what I try to make my son understand, and anybody that's coming down that lane from where I am now, I've been able to provide a platform. Everyone on this call been able to provide a platform of some kind, right? But what I constantly remind him of are that there's some hungry dogs out there that have nothing.
Yes, sir.
And that they come from nothing, and they come from very humble beginnings, and they don't need that motivation to get out of a situation, right? So when you see a guy like Devontae Smith become that, that Heisman or acquire that, like, people don't really understand all the depths of pain, destruction, humility, despair, all that stuff, right? That comes with that doubt. And for him to be able to eloquently put that stuff in in a 5-minute speech or package or whatever it is, man, I just big it up. And I'm glad that they didn't go the HO route, the whole route, and give it to traditionally a quarterback, all that stuff, man, because respect to the stats and all that other stuff, but let's be very clear with this. This is geared towards faces of the league. They want to keep that model there, whatever that is, right? And so they were trying they damnedest to give that to Trask.
Oh yeah.
And whether it was hyping it up, and thankfully your boys MC shut that down. And made that look better, made it look worse than what it was. But my thing with that was, and I want to talk about this, is if you guys believe in it, how can you be the best player in the country if you ain't the best player on your team?
Yes.
And I'm referencing to Pitts, Kyle Pitts.
84.
Pitts.
Pitts.
And so you see that situation, and that plays out over and over again in a lot of different worlds.
Yeah.
And so the fact that Devontae Smith, because he was that, like, it was very clear last Saturday and all season that he was that guy. So I'm just glad they got it right.
Yeah. I mean, and from a defensive standpoint, schematically, how a receiver can make your whole defense focus on stopping this guy, right?
Man.
Because, I went high school. I remember True Freeman, bro. He scored 5 touchdowns, 240 yards catching on us. He had 2 for 20 on my side. Let me say that. But we had to do something to try to stop this guy. But it didn't happen. But this guy, he's not the strongest guy, but the guy moves so cuts, and catching everything.
Instinctive. And his IQ is up. Like, he has a high IQ.
Yeah. He knows where to sit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All of it.
And so that's huge, man. Shout out to Amy, Louisiana, man. I had to kick that real quick. But we can go ahead and talk about that Bama. We got to start with ND every week. That's my squad. Notre Dame since I was a kid. Been wearing the starter jackets. Notre Dame, man. That's my team,
how you feel
man.
about ND?
Bro, yeah, you got to get up off that.
That's 24 karat gold, bro. 24 karat gold helmets, man. I'm Oak Cliff, Texas. I can't help it.
Man, 24 karat Fugazi. Them boys been showing up and not showing out at all. Like they're 0-7, bro. 0-7.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I feel it. And then they want to bring out the Manti Te'o situation. I'm like, come on.
Oh, catfish? You want to bring up catfish?
Come on, get off of me, man. They're tripping, man. Absolutely tripping.
Putting them in there was like putting Oklahoma in there.
Yeah. As much as I make fun of them, though, I was actually supposed to go to Notre Dame. I got recruited
Ty Willingham.
by Notre. Was it?
Yeah, it was Ty because I was 2000. Willingham. He was 01.
Yeah, William. Yep, William. So coming out of there, they were bringing me in, quote unquote, as a running back, and so that was the gist of it. And for whatever reason, word got back to me that they were going to convert me over to a cornerback, and I had never played that position, so I felt uptight about that situation.
Wow.
Obviously the story played out. I ended up being a DB anyways.
He had foresight.
Exactly. At least Iowa State gave me the opportunity to come in as a running back, and then they said, "Hey, man, you're too athletic. We need to do this to you." So, but I don't think I would have been happy anyways with Notre Dame, man, because there's so much history, and that when boys go to schools and MC, I got to give big ups to you, man, because I don't know your journey to towards your thought process in Oklahoma. But anytime you go to them type of schools, man, where they have pedigree, as a young person, it's a very difficult process as a culture shock to get over the fact that, okay, now you're just a guy again and you got to prove yourself. And so when you have all that shadow over you, it's detrimental. And for where I went to Iowa State, it was more of an opportunity as an underdog to prove myself with other people that have been put out as well as underdogs. And so, but I give hats off to anybody that goes and makes that attempt to be at those big prestigious schools, because it's just a tough journey that way, man. And unfortunately, that side of the game isn't revealed enough to these young kids because they think they're the end all be all, especially with social media now. But for somebody to successfully find themselves through that, and then of course MC again giving you roses to get to the league and all that other stuff, man, it just gives more value to the actual process you went through.
It's pretty wild because you guys actually played against each other since high school.
Yeah,
MC was a Sam,
but you was a dude at high school.
Yeah,
I wasn't the guy.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was one of those things with me, man. Being at Sam, like you, competing against and playing against. And like I said, this is no disrespect. Like I had never heard of anything. And I was with
Tatum,
Tyson Thompson. It was me. So Tyson Thompson, Cedric Benson,
Jimmy. What's his name?
Martin.
Jim Martin. Yeah, I can't remember.
Jimmy Dixon.
Yeah. And so those types of names, right, was everywhere. And so, competing amongst that, and then for me to get to where I was as a running back, like we didn't have all that notoriety, like a Midland Lee, Odessa Permian, and all that other stuff. So, you had to grind through that. So I could only imagine coming from Sam, bro, like, to your journey, like it was just crazy how it all just kind of played out.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And I mean, this is mind blowing, but to know that you were taking that step to go to Iowa State versus a Notre Dame, that's respect too. Because I mean, nowadays young guys, they don't want, because I help at a high school. They don't see as valuable going to a school that's not so established and being a part of growing it and being a part of building that culture and what it looks like to leave 3 years or 4 years later and you left a legacy, or you started. Here they are 10 years and they're competing to be in the college Final Four or 8, which I think they should do and they might do. And so, respect to that. But I wasn't the guy. And my story talked to a bunch of little guys, a bunch of young guys too, because I was a backup quarterback behind Brandon Hassel my junior year.
Brandon Hassel, man. That's
his name's right here, bro.
Yeah. I was a backup quarterback behind Brandon Hassel my junior year in high school. And I ended up going to Oklahoma to play receiver.
So speaking of Iowa State, we can go and click to the Iowa State and Oregon game, bro.
Respect,
So how did you make the decision to go to Iowa State?
Man, it was a culmination of things, bro. I think another thing that is misleading is that it was off of a hyper or like them giving me things or whatever it was, right? I was able to see Coach Dan McCarney at the Big 12 championship game, and I gave him his roses, and I said, man, thank you for giving me opportunity.
Yeah,
and that was the only thing that I ever wanted, because beyond that, I never wanted anyone to give me anything, because it can be very easily taken, and you can't build value off of that, right?
Yeah.
Meaning that as far as the work ethic can continually go on when the bad times come, because they will come.
Yeah.
So, anyways, when they're
Ellis has always been a mature. He's always been much more mature than I was, especially Let me tell you, his mindset was somewhere else for a long time.
Wow.
Straight A student, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. Straight A. I straight A student, man. I think I had 1B growing up. I graduated number 23 out of 428 kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
Total. But I always say this, bro. I hated school.
Mm-hmm.
I hated school. Yeah. I didn't enjoy education. I didn't enjoy academic. I enjoyed education, and the end all be all to me was. And, coming from a background, because, my dad being in the military and all that other stuff, they never had to tell me or push me, right? Yeah. It was just intuitively for me, I always felt like if my name has to be on it, I wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the best that I have. And if I and somehow, like you said, when I was young, I just rationalized in my head, if I give it my all, I'll be able to figure out something else better about me or figure out what I can't do to make it better.
Yeah.
But I can't figure that out if I don't give it my all.
Yeah.
And so that's very scary for a lot of people. But to me, it was more of a settlement of saying, okay, that's the rules of the game. Let's work.
Yeah.
And so going back to the decision, that was like a culmination of things, man, where I went up there to Iowa State, and obviously, coach is sitting in your your house and he's telling you X, Y, and Z, but you feel like, okay, you could be blowing smoke. But what I saw when I got up there, they were going to the Insight.com Bowl at the time. They had the best record they had, so that momentum was there. But the end all be all for me was, Jay, I saw a bunch of no-name cats who were winning.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this kind of feels like me. So MC, relative to what you were saying, that I might have been a name or you might have known me, but in the world of actual bigger and better, I was nothing, right? Especially at running back, too small, this or that, wouldn't make it in the Big 12 definitely, or, big time football. So here's a school that's looking at me this way: Notre Dame, Syracuse, a few other schools as well, TCU. But I personally felt like there was nobody there I knew outside of Ennis Haywood. And I don't know if y'all guys remember Ennis Haywood, but he was a Big 12 running back, all conference leader in rushing at that time. And he just identified for me that it was okay to reach out the box because he was black. He was from the inner city. I wasn't from that. I was from the suburbs, but I could relate to him more than anything else. And I said, well, if he's doing it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And so I came back home. Oh, I didn't even get back home, man. It was Saturday. At that time, man, I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing anything. Boys would go out for they visit and enjoy themselves with their chaperones and stuff like that. I wasn't doing nothing, G. I went back to the hotel because I was so focused on getting to school. I said, I got to get to school and I got to go get this.
I remember the first time I saw you come home from Iowa State, you came back all neck. Boy, neck was just shoulder to shoulder. I was like, hey, what they got you up there doing, bro?
Yo,
like
shout out. Yo, shout out to Matt McGettigan, my strength and conditioning coach. But I told him, man, I failed my first workout in college. I failed it, and I couldn't finish it because I had pushed so hard, I just couldn't make it. And I got up off my arms were so exhausted. And everybody was laughing at me because I was working out with the varsity or the ones and the twos because I was actually playing, the only freshman. And I said, I walked up to the strength and conditioning coach. I said, he thought I was about to say something crazy to him. I said, I like that. And he was like, excuse me? I said, I said, if you keep doing this to me, you're going to turn me into a monster.
Different cat right here, dog.
And so he looked at me and shook my hand, and it was like an understood of like, all right, I'm about to give you everything. And so when I came back that from that off season, bro, that's what you saw. That was that reality.
Yeah.
But so
Mark,
anyway,
you was telling me when you got to college, you was like 150.
I was 150. I wasn't about that. Hey, he put it on me. I did not finish, and I almost did not go back. I was done, bro.
Wow, that's crazy.
I ruptured my pec muscle, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Did they give y'all? Did they give y'all a booklet to finish, like in your summertime, like coming in as a freshman?
I don't know. I missed like on the workout, so I probably went.
That boy was really out of it.
I was out of there. I went home to my grandma's. My grandma's the only like Coach Stoops. They'll tell you to this day. My grandma, Jackie Ship, who saw me when we first pulled up, took me back to school.
Wow.
Because she found
God
out
bless her.
I was skipping. Yeah. God bless grandma. Absolutely.
Yeah, so how does it feel to still see the success that Iowa State's having, bro? Beating teams like Oregon that have got all the jerseys and all the notoriety and supposed to have a lot of good talent up there, man. To see that Iowa State still going up beating teams like that.
Man, bro, it just feels good, man. Like it's just the work is now linking up with the actual notoriety and the consistency, right?
Yep.
I think when you get into them types of levels, and you've seen us kind of bump our head in that world, here and there for the last couple of years, but it's like anything else, man. You got to get comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And being on the big stage, like that's a different animal, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Being on the big stage and playing those bigger teams, and similar to us playing in the Big 12 championship, which again we have to get comfortable with. like what you're playing against, and this is like in anything, right? So people know you a certain way. So when they see Iowa State or hear Iowa State, they're not playing the actual boys out there that's playing that day. Yeah. Their confidence is coming from what they know about Iowa State.
Yeah.
Oh, these are losers. These are the bottom of the Big 12, or they don't got no athletes, or it's a bunch of corn-fed white boys. Hell, I know the game. I ain't stupid. Yeah. So when you start to see it on the other side, I was telling boys, like, listen, man, y'all not playing against Oklahoma. Y'all not playing against Oregon, Notre Dame, because you're going to keep seeing these teams. What you're playing against is a mindset of history. Yeah. And if you guys can defeat that, you'll defeat the team.
And because you catch somebody slipping too when they come in with that mindset against you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. To where now they shook, they ain't prepared the right way. Yeah. And once they see that history ain't there no more, now we starting to get in that ass, right? Yeah. And so that's what you saw with Oregon. It was one of those situations, man. It was so I can't even put it in word. I'll give you an example. I was texting people that I went to school with, and not the people that I actually went with, my peers. I text my mechanic, the guy that helped me with my Jimmy Blazer when I was there. And I said, man, I'm so glad for you to able to witness this win. Yeah. I text the doctor that healed my knee up, or that I tore my meniscus. I text him and said, man, I'm so glad that you get to enjoy this, Doc Greenwald. Like those types of people, Mark Coberly, the head athletic trainer, those types of people I was very involved with. Another young man that I became a friend with, I actually umpired his little league baseball games in the summer when he was 12. And we stayed friends with each other. He's a grown man now, married. I text him and said, man, congratulations on that victory. And then, of course, they put it back on me and said, man, like, you guys started this. And you got, I think it was like $360 million that was put into the school in the last 5 years because of this success, where when I was there, I couldn't even get an extra pair of Nike socks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They were rationing them things out. So to see this thing come full circle, bro, it is an unbelievable feeling.
That's got to be great, bro. It's got to be great. So we're gonna jump to another game from last week. It was Oklahoma and Florida. Got to go watch that Cotton Bowl with the boy Mark last week.
Smacked in the mouth.
Yeah, it's a great time, man. Hey, man. Hey, hit Trask in the mouth early.
Lord.
Hey,
something quick and hurry.
I thought that game was gonna be like 60-0 when it came out. Oklahoma
it was getting ugly real quick.
It was 17-0, right?
Absolutely. And then, hey, you know what though? Before we jump into that, man, shout out to the bums, the suckers that these boys out here skipping the bowl games and thinking that they bigger than what they are. Yeah. Letting people hype them up.
I talking about the Florida receivers specifically.
Yeah, exactly. I respect Kyle Pitts for his situation because obviously he's going to be top. But what I don't respect about what he did was he put out that lame video during the game supporting his guys and wishing them well and all that other stuff. Like, yo, man, that's a sucker move. Yeah, go make your money, bro. I get it. You made a business decision, but don't sit here and patronize us, with the bummy comments. But to those other receivers who think they about to go number 1 or top 15, y'all about to be in for a rude awakening.
Man.
Yeah, all the way tripping.
Hey, somebody pumped their head up way too much. They need to hit the brakes.
Yeah, and if I was Trask, I would have had a serious conversation with all them boys.
Yeah. It's like, hold on, I'm up for Heisman and I'm playing? And who are y'all? Right? Like, I don't even know who the receivers are. I'm pretty sure they're all right. You know what I mean? But come on. Come on, just like I said. No. Shout out to staying away from the bums. Yeah, they ain't no bums, bro. Yeah, not ones. But yeah, Oklahoma came with it, man.
We had to whoop their ass. Yeah. Like, if it was a close game, no respect.
Yeah, and y'all got it, bro. Hey, Oklahoma,
well, I like the fact that y'all said, y'all set it off with the defense. Mark, you believe in this Spencer Rattler?
I'm partial. Lincoln protects him.
You better than me. You better than me.
Protects him because he's a very talented dude. I don't know if he don't got that dog. Like he's been very coddled.
Bro, like I said, man, from player to
he's annoying to watch a little bit.
Yeah, player to player, game recognized, game peer to peer. You're seeing what I'm seeing, bro. To where I I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. Like as soon as Devontae Smith got the Heisman yesterday, ESPN sent out a notification of the top Heisman watch, and he's at number 1. I was like, how? Like, how is that possible?
Lincoln Riley.
No, real talk. He's talented. He's going to put up numbers, and we're going to win. Like,
but what does that do for him? So,
that puts him in the first or second round as a draft pick.
Wow.
But you got potentially a Rosen situation where you got this kid that's super talented, but he's not a dog. And when he gets hit in the mouth and he gets put in a situation where he has to stand on his own 2 feet, it's not going to be pretty.
That's my point.
Nobody's going to baby you. I know. I feel you. Yeah. But as it is right now, in college, being talented, you get a pass. It's kind of like being in high school. You know what I'm saying? You're very talented. You're going to get a pass.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get a pass.
I'm with you right there, Ellis. I don't see it, man. Like, he's got talent. He's a talented kid. But he don't have that. He ain't been, I don't know if he's ever had a fight in his life.
I don't think he believes it. That's my point. Like looking at him, I don't think he believes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think Oklahoma is that shield. Lincoln Riley is that shield that's protecting him right now. Mm-hmm. But I don't think, like you said, if he gets into that cold, dark space, I don't think he believes that he can do it.
Yeah. You know who's that? Jamie Kennedy?
The comedian? We talking
the fake thug.
The comedian?
The comedian.
Malibu, was it Malibu Gangster or something like that?
Malibu Gangster.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but Oklahoma gotten that booty like toilet tissue, man.
Yeah,
bro. So,
Big 12, man.
Yeah. So I was surprised to see.
Some respect.
And I'm one of the people that was like, man, Ohio State, they played 3.5 games this year. They shouldn't.
Yeah, I was that way too. I
wasn't.
Them boys are out there balling, dog.
Yeah.
I could not believe how they dominated Clemson like that. And Justin
it was
Fields,
mud all over my face.
Old Fields, bro. He's the very opposite of Spencer Rattler. This boy, he got almost put out in a game in the first quarter or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Bro, did you see how when he was throwing the ball on the sideline, how he couldn't even twitch? Like you could tell, like, my man, they gave now don't get me wrong, they gave him that feel good at halftime.
Yeah.
But shout out to Varsity Blues. Varsity Blues,
Varsity Blues,
Yeah. Put it in my knee. Don't tell me what it is.
But he was throwing dimes, dog. He was throwing dimes. Like that Kevin Love commercial. He was out there tossing dimes, bro. So I couldn't believe how they put it on Clemson like that. But we'll go ahead and roll on past NCAA. But it's gonna be a really good championship game, man. Ohio State versus Alabama. I think Alabama's gonna take it, man, just because but it's tough. It's tough to say that right now because Ohio State.
Shit, not for me.
Balling, bro. You think Bama got it all the way?
Oh yeah, bro. Like, listen, man. Like just seeing it from both worlds, man. Like that boy Saban got them boys running like professionals out there. I'm not saying that they can go out there and beat the sorriest team in the league. What I'm saying is that they're playing a whole different ball game. Like they're very professional. Yeah. Like it's one of them championship Nick Saban teams, man, where you got his defense is right. He's always had issue with the backers per se, but they holding it down. The D line's always gonna be right. And consistent. Yeah, man, they just play on a very high professional level. And like I said, even though them boys didn't win the Heisman, that boy, Najee Harris.
Oh my God! You saw that big man? He jumped over old buddy on the sideline, like
oh, listen, bro. Listen, man. Again, I don't think people truly equate what he actually did on that play.
Man,
they slowed that down. My man jumped off of one leg.
Yes,
one leg over that.
Oh, buddy didn't touch him.
Didn't touch him. That's 6'2", 235, something like that.
Getting up, bro.
That's insane, bro. That's insane.
And like I said, it wasn't like he used some boosties, like grabbed his shoulder first. Like all he did was just take my man's head and clear it under him. Yes. That's all he did. Yes. He jumped that high.
Oh, boy.
And then MC, I know you done did this before. When you try to jump over somebody, especially in the game, because of the adrenaline, you kind of lose your way, your balance a little bit. My man didn't break stride.
Took off.
He didn't even break stride.
He's
crazy.
Bro.
Took off.
That was silly, bro. That was silly, but it's gonna be a good championship game, man. And we'll go ahead and roll over to this.
What you got Alabama by?
I think it's gonna be closer than what people think, but I think they're gonna get them by 14.
Man, I'm like 3-7, like coming down to the
3-7
to the wire, bro.
3-7.
Man,
are you talking about the margin or you talking about the score?
I'm saying no, not the margin. No, not the score.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, bro, the score is definitely gonna be 7-3.
No, it's gonna be 3 to 7 points. It's gonna be a 3 to 7 point margin, man.
Yeah, you've been watching these games with your glasses on.
Nah, they're gonna put some points up. They're gonna put some points up. But no, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna come down to whoever has the ball last, because Ohio State showed me something. It showed me something, bro. It's gonna be one of those.
Yeah, but I think Clemson. I just think Clemson, because of Dabo Swinney led them into the jungle. I think Clemson just underestimated Ohio State, which I did too. But Nick Saban ain't that type of dude. He take everybody serious.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know, Clemson, the same way Clemson beat Alabama them 2 times. One, they had a special player in Deshaun Watson, and then last time they beat him, bro. Was it Trevor that led him to win over him a couple years ago?
Trevor,
yeah, bro.
Yeah, it was Lawrence.
Everybody thought that was going to be Alabama's game by a lot, man. And I think just the parity of these top teams in college, that gap is closing from Alabama used to be.
Hey, man.
And Ohio State really showed me a lot, bro.
There's something in that.
On that defensive line.
Who?
Clemson.
Yeah.
Was it 3 top 2 rounds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's reality. That's a reality. You know, where the more, I would say the gap is definitely closing from a competitive standpoint.
Yeah, you're right. But man, Ohio State, like, I was one of the doubters, bro. But that energy they brought, and still they're going against the fact that nobody believes they should be there. You know,
true.
And they got a lot to prove, and they got that chip on their shoulder. I'm one of them chip on the shoulder cats. You know, so I get it.
Nice.
I get it. So I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a good one.
I got Alabama about 14 too.
Yeah. So y'all both 14.
I think that front four that Alabama has is Clemson. It ain't what Clemson got right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Breesy, I think young and very talented. He's gonna be a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, Clemson's gonna be good. They're always. But what Alabama has right now, probably at all 3 levels.
How good is college football right now in a pandemic?
You ain't gonna see. You're not gonna.
That's quality ball being playing out there.
You're not fit to see this boy throwing 50-yard touchdowns, drive after drive.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a competitive game, but I think it'll be closer than that 14. Just the ink. I don't know. I just gotta itch.
That's why we do it.
Yeah, exactly. And we got some more predictions coming up. So first, we got to run through these Cowboys. I think I got 2 clips, so it should take about 15 seconds, man. Ellis, have you grown out of your Cowboy fandom?
No, that's the problem. I need to.
Okay. See, Mark, he's grown out of his, bro. He's like, hey, they didn't pay me.
The checks
they ain't messing with
me. Like I was like, man, I'm a Ravens fan through and through.
Yeah, I told Mark he liked the dude on Major League that wear the X on his shirt. He's like, wow, thing, my butt thing. Like, as soon as the Cowboys win another bowl, bro, he gonna be right in the party.
Hey, Mark gonna be in the stand talking about wild thing.
He gonna be right back, number 1 fan.
Hey, you know what though? And you know what? Just like them Indians, we gonna welcome him right back to the stands. Like, come on, man.
Sir. Come on, bro. Come on with it, bro. Come on. But
bro, it's just so disappointing, bro. Like, you know, man. Again, just can't get out of their own way. And man,
like I was saying early in the season, who the heck switches defensive scheme in the pandemic when you can't even practice, bro? They went from a 4-3 to a 3-4 and couldn't even have training camp.
Yo, but again, shout out to Jerry Jones and the whole marketing squad for selling everybody on this gas for the last 20 years.
$4.4 billion. $4.4 billion. Highest net worth.
Bro,
Gee.
Now, listen, 1993?
These boys came to a football game.
96, 95.
96? Yeah, bro. It's just shout out for just allowing the momentum to continue off of nothing.
Growing, bro. He's grown. We're grown fans, and we've lost constantly, dog. It's all good. I don't get it, but we're gonna move past them quick. But them Ravens, they got that W this week, man.
We did. Ravens took care of business.
Yeah, they 5 in a row, streaking.
We're streaking.
They going streaking in the playoffs.
That we should have beat.
You believe in Lamar Jackson?
Hey.
So to me, I don't know that Lamar has the ability to throw the ball outside when he has to, and that's going to cost us. It cost him tremendously.
Yeah.
Because we're a one-trick pony essentially versus a good defense that's very fundamentally sound. We're a one-trick pony.
He ran for 100 plus. I wish somebody tell me how to turn the sound off this watch right now. I done hit every notification thing in the world.
But yeah. No, I mean, I think he's going to struggle with the good teams that know how to stop the run, shut down the run.
Yeah, man. So he's going to have a tough one because he's facing a team, typically teams that know how to run, know how to stop the run. So he's facing
okay. Did y'all practice that?
2,000 plus.
That's off the dome,
Off the
bro.
dome, baby. That's
the
what makes
dome,
this such a unique and great show. You know what I mean?
Okay. Shout out to the Coming to America boys.
Hey, dog.
Simeon Hakeem over there.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. It's just that chemistry. You know, you can't even make that stuff up. It's like oxygen, like water. You can't make it up, dog. It's just here. But yeah, bro. So it's the Ravens. You know, they're gonna have a battle coming to playoffs. We're gonna talk about that too. I just want to give them a shout out to that last week's performance. I think Lamarkable ran for over 100 yards again. That's impressive as a quarterback. Anytime you can do that, but that's really not his what he's supposed to be doing back there. But he does it, and he does it better than anybody's ever done it. So shout out to Lamarkable. And that's crazy to say because Mike Vick is my boy. Man. Hey man, change the game. Only one more clip from the NFL before we get into these playoff predictions, man. That boy AB, man, Antonio Brown.
Man, shout out to the comeback.
That's my guy, bro. Like he a little crazy at times. You know, I saw him on
to the flying under the radar.
Yeah, I saw him on the More Than an Athlete or whatever the show was, and I was like, man, I think he got CTE or something. But bro,
listen, if he's your teammate, he's one of those dudes where you just hope the season just keeps going.
Yeah,
you don't want him to go to the off season. It's only doom and despair in the off season. You know what's about to happen.
Hey, but is he still living with Brady out there? I think.
I hope so. I hope so.
I'm sure.
And giving them allowance or something. Doing something, bro. But AB is my guy, bro. I follow him on all of the social media and that. I've never seen anybody work so hard in my life, bro. He out there
working now.
Pads, wasn't on the team in a Raiders jersey, a Patriots helmet. Out there.
You know what, man? That's the sad part about it, bro. Because unfortunately, when you do nonsense like he did, the people only want to see the negativity, right?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, anybody that's chatterboxing on that side don't have the nuts nor the sustainability to get out there and do what he's doing to earn those checks or to work the way he's working, right? But unfortunately, because of just who he is, and hopefully he has the right people in his corner, you know, I think Tom is to AB as MJ was to Rodman, where he just keeps him settled in for long enough to win the chip.
Let him go to Vegas for a week, Phil. Let him go to Vegas. Let him go wild out.
Yeah, man, just let him do him. Let him do him. I'll go get him.
Because, that coach was like, hey, we ain't signing AB. Brady was like, hey, holla at me. You know, next thing you know, he got 11 catches in week 17, 2 touchdowns, 100 plus yards.
Right.
Let's go.
Hey, he got that incentive too. I think he had an incentive to hit, bro. They gave him 3 shovel passes to make sure he caught that. He got that incentive, bro.
Oh man, shout out to that because they normally try to keep them incentives away from you.
Hey,
they will bench you,
bro. AB he was down the hall from like Tom, bro. I need 11 this week, baby. Holla at me, you know. But
talk to the OC.
Yeah, that's my guy though. That's my guy. But let's go ahead and get to these predictions, playoff predictions, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. Like college football, it's a lot of parity in the NFL, and these games are much harder to predict than previous years. So, we're gonna go ahead and do a little rundown, right? So, we'll start with the AFC side, right? Jonas, what you got? You know, what you think about it? We got the Bills and Colts going first.
Well, so I have some predictions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they may not be traditional predictions.
Yeah.
So.
Y'all like that disclaimer?
Be in the playoffs.
Well, the Saints are already in it
though. They won't be there.
That won't be that long.
Hey, Ellis, if you don't know, Jonas don't watch football. He don't watch sports. He runs though.
I've been watching a little bit more.
You've been watching a little more this year?
I got to keep up with.
Yeah. Okay. But
bro, shout out to Jonas holding his own man on the podcast. Like,
That's right.
Yeah.
So we got what? We got Bills.
We got Bills and Colts.
Bills and Colts. I actually watched some of the Colts and watched some of the Bills this year. Just a little bit highlight reel kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But
who you got?
I think the Colts can do that.
Okay. We got Colts. We got Colts with the upset. Yeah. Mark, where you going?
I got Buffalo.
Buffalo all day?
Yeah.
I'm with you. Probably wrong. That's basically what he said.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm with you on that.
We Bills and that.
Ellis, what you think about that Colts-Bills game coming up, that matchup?
Man, I think the energy alone gonna bring the Bills over. They ain't had a playoff game at the crib, and Lord knows when. And Bills Mafia is no joke, and they're letting fans in. So
they're letting.
Wow, yeah, they gonna wild out over there, man.
Yeah, so good luck with that one, Jonas.
Yeah, right. I got Bills. I got Bills all day. Next, we got that Steelers-Browns game, and I hear that the Browns head coach came up with the COVID, another untimely COVID. Hey, we've been talking about old Raj getting paid off for these COVID.
COVID strikes again. COVID strikes again.
The coach this time. So who we got? Steelers Browns, man.
Steelers Browns. I'm going Steelers right here.
Yeah.
I think Browns had a key injury too. But, I got Steelers.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Steelers. Steelers all day, Jonas. That's Super Bowl picks. So you gotta go roll with them.
Yeah, that's right.
What you looking like on the Ellis?
Well, I know a thing or two about being in the playoffs, and I think momentum plays a huge role in that. Yeah. And the adverse to that is when you don't have momentum, in which the Steelers don't have.
Yes.
And so I think you're going to see them play a game to look. They're going to be playing a play to not lose mentality instead of playing to win.
Yeah.
And I think the Browns is going to sneak on them, and they're not scared of them. Yeah. They've been toe to toe with them before, and anytime you get a team like that, similar to like the Giants played us in the Super Bowl, when you should have beat somebody, say Week 17 when they played us, there's just a sense of confidence that comes with that, man. So I actually got the Browns.
That was a good game, Week 17. Yeah. This is what 29-22, if I remember correctly, just off top of my dome. I don't even know why I remember that, but that was a critical game in that season.
Yeah, man. Listen, I went into the locker room. I was like, "Phew, boy, they should have beat us."
Yeah,
and shit, they ended up beating us.
Man, it's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And so we talking. So you got Browns going over the Steelers. So you don't think that the coach not being a part of that game is going to be a factor?
As far as with the Steelers? Oh, the Browns.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Coach. I mean, the head coach. At the end of the day, he definitely runs the ship. But it's like anything else, man. In football, they promote this bigger than anybody, man. The machine continues on.
They're gonna rally around that.
Yeah, you rally around that, or you just find a way. Like, bro, like MC, how many times have boys got cut right in front of your face and you didn't think twice? It's like you just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And so
it's that revolving door we call it in baseball.
Yeah, exactly, Jay. Jay, you know that situation too, man. So granted, it's the head coach, but you telling me that what did he write the whole game plan on a piece of paper and chew it up in his mouth? Nah, bro. Pass that on to the next man and let's go.
Yeah. So we got one Browns, 3 Steelers, man. And hey, it's hard for me to pick the Steelers because they have been on that down train, that slope, man. That's not good. And I'm just not a believer in Big Ben, but I think they'll find a way to win this game, man. That's just what I think. But you got a very convincing argument there, Ellis. I must admit.
I'd say he's got more experience in the playoffs than I do.
Yeah, and me too.
Well, damn, fellas, if y'all gonna give me my roses, go on and get on my team.
Hey, gotta go. Hey, you gotta stick to the word, though. Man, gotta stick to the word.
That's true.
Hey, so, that's like, I hear you, mama, but I like her. I like her a lot.
Yeah. Hey, and 1 year later, you see what mama was talking about. She saw it way. She got that foresight. Yeah. She know her baby. So next we got that Titans and Ravens matchup, man. I mean, that's a tough.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's New England and the South right there, man.
Yeah, that's gonna. I tell you what, outside of a winner, that's gonna be some smash mouth football.
Man, they're gonna be hurt going into that next game. Whoever's playing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's our time.
Yeah.
With my heart, I'm taking us.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm just whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
think we're riding our little 2-game high.
Yeah.
Little 3. We'll beat Cleveland, went through Jacksonville, rolled through Cincinnati. I think we take this one goes down to the wire, and I'm hoping Lamar makes one of those plays that we need.
Yeah.
Different from the one when we played Pittsburgh down the end, and everybody knew it was a draw, and they triggered. They hit for 2-yard game.
Yeah.
Where we needed 6.
Yeah. That don't work.
It don't work.
It don't add up.
I'm just taking us.
Yeah. So who you got in this one, Jonas?
I'm gonna have to go. I have to go Ravens.
You going Ravens on this one?
Yeah.
Man, I for one reason and one reason only, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it up right now. Throw up that X. He might not be a factor. I just want to see him keep playing. I want to see him keep playing this year, man. He only got like 4 games or 5 games under his belt. Let's make it 6, baby. Let's go. Throw up that X, Dez. Let's get it, man. I'm gonna take them Ravens in this one. It's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a smash mouth game. What you think about it, Ellis? Who you taking right here?
Ooh, man, well, damn, I was about to say the run game, but Ravens got a pretty good one too.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a tough one, man. I think if it comes down to it, and I'm big on history, man. Like, you are who you are.
Yeah.
I just think when Lamar Jackson has to revert back to being a quarterback, like Mark said, he's not gonna be able to make those key throws. And history of his last 2 playoff appearances has shown in the bigger games he isn't ready. And so we
count on 9 in the box.
So again, it's going to be one of those situations where he's playing against history, and if he can overcome that, the Titans are going to be very shocked. Yeah. But I think they're going to force him into a situation of, like everybody tries to do. But I like Tennessee's defense, but I actually like more the fact that Lamar Jackson hasn't proven it yet. And so that difficulty of not proving it yet, I think it's still going to weigh heavy on him. So I'm going with the Titans.
Nice. All right on. That's AFC. We got one more side of the league to talk about right here. That NFC.
Shout out to the expansion. Shout out to the expansion.
Yeah. Chiefs. Chiefs got that bye on the AFC side. That's my Super Bowl pick. Pat Mahomes. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna tell you about your boy Nat. We'll talk about that offline, man. That's my boy. But, Pat Mahomes with the dub. Hey, Ben told me to tell you what's up, by the way, too, bro.
Ben Husband?
Yeah, Ben Husband, bro. Catch him on LinkedIn, dog. Catch him on LinkedIn, bro. We got Packers with that bye. Aaron Rodgers, the presumed MVP this year. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, he's going off this year. But first pick on this side, Saints versus Bears.
How many buys do they have over there?
So it's only one bye per side of the per league this year. Right. It's a little different this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. They went with one less team. Typically it's 8. So 2 teams get a first round bye, but this year only 1. But this first round.
In a pandemic, you lose a whole game on each side.
That's kind of what I was getting at. It's like there's an awful lot of buys this year.
Yeah.
So Saints and
Bears.
Yeah, the Bears had their Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, Saints. I'm from down that way, and everybody down that way is a big Saints fan, but
can't stand them. Can you? I can't stand Saints fans either.
I like the Saints, but I'm just not feeling it this year.
All right. So you taking Bears?
I'm thinking
first round out of there.
Bears is not the top choice really to take out the Saints.
But they're gonna be your choice.
It'll be. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like take the contrary position. And,
gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Go with the underdog sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes that's how you win big bets.
Hey, you're right. But I'm with the Saints on this one. In that dome, in that Mercedes. Or is the Mercedes down there too?
It's the Mercedes dome.
Yeah, bro. I'm with the Saints on this one, man. I think Drew Brees' ribs feel better, and I can't believe he crushed all his ribs like that. But I'm taking the Saints. Who you got, Mark?
I got the Saints here. Yeah.
Yep.
Clear and cut. I don't think. I mean, Bears. They went on tonight. They do got that momentum that Ellis was referring to because the last half of their season has been crazy. But I'm still going to say I think they're going to run up against these boys and they're going to scheme them up nicely.
Yeah.
And the Saints defense is about to step up.
Yeah.
Which is about number 2 defense in the league right now.
Yeah, that's surprising, man. They used to
You just have to remember the Saints have the longest history of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. of any team.
Some paper bag boys.
Right.
Hold on, say that one more time? Because I need to hear that one. What was that?
So the Saints have probably the longest history of snatching defeat from the very jaws of victory.
Yeah, I got to use that.
That's good.
Yeah, who you taking in this one, Ellis?
Man, it's hard to beat them Saints in that dome, bro.
That dome, man.
Yeah,
That's a good point. That is true.
That's
man,
true. That blackout, bro. Serious.
That's why the odds are going up.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. All right. So next we got the Seahawks and Rams, man. That's another great matchup. Division.
It's
So
gonna be good.
we got Steelers, Browns, Seahawks, Rams. How does it end up like that? Same division in the playoffs playing each other.
It's a good ass division.
Yeah. Yeah. It ain't the East.
The boys winning.
NFC East. But who you taking in this one, Jay?
You're right. That's a tough one. It's I'm just gonna go with Rams because I really that's too. I don't know enough to call that.
Because it's the closest thing to a bull.
Right. It's got horns. It's close enough.
Yeah. Well, what you got? What you working with on this one?
I'm going with my boy Russell Wilson. I don't. I think playoffs comes out, shows up, and puts him on his back, and finds a way to the first round victory.
I'm taking Russell because of Sierra. He's gonna be relaxed and chilling. What you got, man? Ellis?
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, man, just because. Again, I always look at the other side of it, man. Goff having a pretty bad year. I think that pressure's too heavy for him.
Yeah.
If you remember, Goff was the dude and the defense was the problem. Now it's the other way around.
Yeah.
And I just think when you're talking about getting the defense right or collectively a group right, that's a little bit better than actually getting your quarterback, an individual right. And, a quarterback is all about being like mental, like being in the right headspace. I just think, again, I don't think he believes he can be the guy to lead them. So
do they miss Todd Gurley more than they thought they would?
Hell no. Todd Gurley wasn't the issue. Listen, Todd ain't done nothing. Todd ain't been good since he got that money.
Yeah, he went Albert Haynesworth.
Boy, straight Albert Haynesworth.
All right. Hey, and this is gonna be a good game. The Washington football team, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is going down.
What y'all got? Who you got for this one, John?
I like Washington.
It's hard to go against. It's hard to go against Washington right now, man. That defense is serious, and Alex Smith, I can depend on that guy, man. He's been through hell to get where he is, and he is going. What's that?
Been in that dark space.
What's that Eminem song? Lose control.
Lose control. Yeah,
bro. He about to lose control in the playoffs, bro. I believe in the Pat Mahomes sensei. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, what you got on this one, Ellis?
Man, I like the Washington football team, man. I like Riverboat Ron.
Yeah,
I'm big into old school. I'm big into once you get to the playoffs, man. You need some pedigree.
Yep.
And when you got for what he's been through individually, collectively as a team, and from again what we've seen with history, when the boys come in as underdogs and don't have a great record, everybody focuses on that, and they end up sneaking one out, getting to that divisional round.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna play out. I think Riverboat Ron gonna get him one.
Man, it's gonna be a good one to watch. I will be tuned in for sure. It's gonna be another hard hitting smash mouth football game right there.
Oh, yep.
But yeah, man, that's it for the NFL, man. I was gonna show a little Steph Curry love and show a clip, but we're gonna go ahead. He's hitting 62 the other day. Very impressive. The guy's an animal, man.
Sick.
Best shooter ever seen.
Back.
Yeah, man. Welcome back. We missed you, Curry. But he put up 62 against the Blazers, man, against one of my favorites. I love Dame. Dame Lillard he's my favorite person in the league. That guy's very talented. He can rap. and he's just cold, bro. Like when you got still face after hitting the game winner like he had, bro. Like that's just a special cat. That's my special cat. Yeah,
iconic.
Yeah, bro. So this is my favorite part of the show, Ellis. This is what Jonas. We got a little time left, man. Give it a little tech talk right here. Little current events. What's going down in the world, bro?
The thing is, there's so much going on right now that picking a place to start is one thing we can talk about. Technology is how to turn off the notifications on JA's watch, because that shit is nonstop. That's a popular man.
Yeah, that was my mama, man. Anyway,
you might need to take that.
No, she good.
No, so a couple of things that are big going on right now. Like we got this ransomware thing going on, getting bigger and bigger. The SolarWinds thing. I don't think we've even scratched the surface. So you know about the SolarWinds, right? You know about the SolarWinds hack?
Talk to us.
So SolarWinds is a subcontractor that provided a bunch of security software to like the government and to big corporations, to Microsoft and so on. And so some hackers they're saying were probably originated from Russia, got into the source code of into the programming of the SolarWinds product and put that up into so when they were distributing their product, that hack was already in there.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, so they've got this stuff in place all over the place. It's basically a Trojan. Yeah. I mean, basically it's a Trojan. Yeah. It's kind of that's too technical to try to get
no doubt.
The difference between
on the surface.
But basically that's what they did. Is they snuck something in under the radar, and next thing you know, we got the government organizations getting hacked. We got state government organizations getting hacked. We got Microsoft and all these companies that have been exposed to this and probably don't even know what all has been affected by that yet. And on top of that, why do people choose the worst times to do the worst things? Like we got all kinds of bad stuff going on in the world right now, and these people that do the ransomware are just pumping it out right and left. And we've talked about ransomware before, but
best time.
But just to be clear, ransomware is where somebody gets into your computer network, and usually, what they usually do is use some sort of encryption to basically encrypt all your files. So all the stuff that you use to run your business or run your hospital, because they're targeting a lot of hospitals, is not accessible anymore. Like you have to pay them ever how much. It's basically a kidnapping, but it's of your files that you use to run your business, right?
They want ransom.
And so sometimes people pay them off, and they let their stuff go, and sometimes they pay them off, and something's broken, and they can't get it back anyway, so they've lost their money and they've lost their files.
Right.
And then it's just a mess. It's a big mess. And so on top of everything else, they're targeting hospitals and healthcare organizations because that's where everybody's money is going right now. They're trying to get.
It's where everybody's identity is,
and that's where the identity is. And I hate to say it because I've worked in the hospitals before, but they typically are not cutting edge on their security system. They're just not.
Why is that?
Tend to be very conservative.
They're older entities. They have so many files.
They have so many files. That's true. They have a lot of stuff that has to be.
A new platform is
right. They have to be able to work together. Like the files have to be transferable.
Right.
And the big thing is that what you see in any industry, any manufacturing industry, is the ones where lives are on the line, one way or the other. The tendency to be very conservative in what you adopt is higher.
Yeah.
So hospitals and healthcare providers just have a inbuilt tendency to be very conservative about taking on new technology.
Big old ship turns slow.
Big old ship turns slowly, and
that's a good way to put it.
They don't want to turn in the first place. Like I'm doing okay with this. If I turn that way, I don't know what might happen that I'm going to get sued for.
And a lot of them have just so many interconnecting things that all these different CEOs and people have come in that they like, and it's just a big mess of technology. So it's hard to.
So they kind of make unlike the financial sector where they tend to be, even the most conservative banks tend to be more aggressive with technology than what a lot of other industries are.
Yeah.
Because they understand that they gotta move fast.
They acquire
So that's the key.
Yeah.
What they're kind of doing there. So that's it's just be careful out there.
In short.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you suggest? VPNs? What do you suggest?
I think
for all your Windows people out there.
Actual audits. like that's step number one is do an actual security audit of this. Like if you're the CTO of a hospital, CEO of a hospital, whatever, executive director of a healthcare system, whatever, get a real security audit done. Not somebody who comes through and checks a bunch of boxes because somebody said that we do encryption or said that we did have a firewall, but actually get a company that will do the work.
Or a small financial manager.
Ellis. It's a matter of
security.
I mean, really, it's a risk. It's a risk management.
Bank of America, really Wells Fargo, they ain't taking no chances.
Right. Yeah, and even and that's what they do is they have regulations that cover them. That we have the HIPAA regulations, but that's not enough to, like, just because you did that doesn't mean that you're
secure. Absolutely
fully secure from these, like, the supply side attacks and the ransomware attacks. It just, there's still a lot of, like, wiggle room and vulnerable spots.
To that point, as a retail customer to hospitals or banks or whoever, you're trusting that entity.
100%.
To have the best.
Right, 100%.
And so, I mean,
you're making a lot of assumptions about somebody having potentially very sensitive information about. I mean, like not so much, like nobody gives a crap about what my healthcare is. No. But like if you were this kid Deontay, like if you've got a hospital record of what your knee records are, or your shoulders, or if you got something in there that could potentially show up later, down your career, or some weak spot or something like that. That could be serious. That could be something.
Yeah, especially during contract negotiations.
Right. Yeah. Right. So that's the kind of stuff that like I said, nobody really cares about my information, but there are people who it is potentially a big deal. And the bigger deal, really the bigger deal is that when these things happen, like, okay, if they get access to like your credit card information or something like that, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But if they're affecting systems that are connected to actual health systems, like how a prescription gets written, or how an X-ray, an X-ray gets from, because when I was a kid, we had X-rays that like were on a piece of plastic, right? Yeah. Like they used to have on the movies.
Yeah.
These days they don't do that. It's all digital.
That's right.
Well, that's like that hospital hack we were talking about when Downey was on the show.
Right.
That's the largest hospital hack in the history of the U.S. and nobody talked about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And think about a hospital. Think about the applications you got to fill out when you go into a hospital or you go to a doctor. I mean, it's everything.
It's a goal.
Everything. Social security numbers, address, phone number, email, blood. I mean, everything.
Right.
Everything.
Speaking of hacks, so Ledger, the hard wallet for cryptocurrency, it was hacked. And it took 700,000, names, addresses, so on and so forth. And so recently you start to see the people say, like, here we go. And they're sending a screenshot of their email with whoever got all the information and saying, hey, send me 5 BTC.
Right.
And we won't come to your house. And it could get ugly. And put their address down there.
Like,
It's crazy. Like that. Literally is just
and the thing is, like, you don't know whether that is some of these like hardcore Russian mafia guys who will like chop your mama up and put her in a or some little 15-year-old kids, right?
That boy went to the extreme case.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But you don't know.
You don't know. That's tough.
And that's why we need a Second Amendment.
Yeah. So are there any light topics?
Boy,
we talk about something that scared the hell out of the whole audience.
Anybody else need another drink? God,
straight up.
Is the Earth, the planet that we live on, is it shaped like a basketball or is it shaped like a pancake?
It's round in the mud.
Anybody gonna?
That's a setup question.
Round. So there's a pair of people from Italy who thought that the Earth was shaped a little bit more like a pancake than a basketball.
Okay.
Set out to prove this.
Oh, okay.
So they got in their boat.
I like it.
And they I don't know if it was a gondola or maybe a motor, but they paddled off in the direction that they thought was going to take them to the edge of the world.
Yes.
So number one, they did not find the edge of the world.
So it kept going.
In all fairness, they were going in the wrong direction. So they were not going in the direction that they thought they were going in the first place.
Okay.
So
he ended up finding a bunch of Wonder Women, the Brazilian.
Right.
You run into some Somalian pirates. You get robbed.
Right.
Look at me.
So they tried this. Let's see. They tried this. They got lost. They got found. Got arrested. Because Italy's still in lockdown, right?
Oh, okay.
So,
hey, that sounded like a.
Got let go at wherever they picked them up and dropped them at. Hooked up with somebody else who
had the same belief.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's try it again.
Let's see.
Tried it again. Got lost. Got found. Got arrested.
Same thing.
So three times they tried it.
Wow, 0 for 3.
And so far, as far as we know, they have not ever quite gone in the direction that they intended to go.
I'm sure they're going to be 0 for a long time.
Yeah.
Or
just keep going and end up at the same spot.
Yeah.
And that sounds like me playing Fortnite. There any other shooters? Just like looking up, getting killed, and then having to start over again.
So the only other thing that is really a big deal right now, and it's been a big deal all the last 4 years. It's been a big deal for the last year for sure. It's going to continue to be a big deal. Is this thing called Section 230? So that term gets kicked around on the news shows. It gets kicked around on the internet. Nobody really knows what that means, right? So Section 230 was a piece of the Communications Decency Act from way back, and what it basically said was that an interactive computer service, because social media as we know it didn't even exist then,
right? But
an interactive computer service doesn't get treated like the same as a publisher of a book or a newspaper. So if we go out and set up our own newspaper, we're responsible for the content that's in that. We as the publishers that are responsible for the content. So Facebook, though, because it's an interactive computer service, is not responsible for the content that you put on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I'm responsible for the content that I put on Facebook. Right. So and we kind of have grown up in a sense with that idea, and we're kind of used to it. But now we've had the president who was very upset about some things that were being said, and he wanted to prevent them from being able to block things. Well, we've got an incoming president. Whether you agree with that or not, the incoming president also has problems with Section 230 for the opposite reasons. Like he's saying, well, there's too much stuff that's being said on it. So there's all kinds of legislation that's being proposed for this, and most of it sort of centers around copyright violations and some sex work related material and things like that. And but the reality is most of them, nobody cared. Nobody was really pushing these until social media became this political battleground.
Right.
So really what this all comes down to is putting the people trying to wrap something around social media that lets them say, yeah, but it's my opinion, so it's okay. And it's not and it's not a Trump thing. It's not a Biden thing. It's not one side or the other thing. Both sides want to have that control.
Yeah.
They just want it to be on their side.
Yeah.
They just want it to favor them.
Yeah.
So while Section 230, in fact, the entire Communications Decency Act was a terrible piece of legislation when it was written. I'm actually old enough to remember before those days, but it was, and they had good reasons for why they wanted to do it. But like so many times, it was something that was written in a hurry, approved in a hurry, and now we can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
So the Section 230, probably the whole thing needs to be taken a look at, but it needs to be taken a look at calmly, and let's think about what the implications of this are, because we have a tremendous amount of communication. We have a tremendous amount of our economy that's built sort of on top of this Section 230. So whichever side comes along and says, hey, we're just going to chop out one of the pieces that your economy is resting on, that's probably not the best plan. Let's take a step back and look reasonably at what what's really there. Yeah. And unfortunately for us who are regular people who have lives, that whole thing is huge. Like there's a lot going on, and there's a lot. That
all goes back to just people censoring lies. Right?
Well, it's
and it's lies to some people, or
there was the
falsified information.
Right. There. What we talked about the Silk Road last year. We talked about lots and lots of drugs.
Yeah.
And the Silk Road. So the interesting thing about that is that the Silk Road, according to Section 230, as it is written now, should have been protected from that.
So is this a morality thing?
The section. It's couched in that, but I mean, it's funny. It's funny how all this morality stuff only gets to be an issue to the government when it's like an election.
They can't
nobody gives a shit until.
Hey, and as we talked about earlier in the show, the morals here in Texas are very different than the morals in Boston.
Also very true. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Right. Very true.
Yeah.
But and so that's it's something that is going to very likely come up again because the dust has not settled from the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But if you hear somebody talking about, well, we're going to eliminate the Section 230, or we're going to, it's complicated. It's very hard to wrap your head around, like all the pieces that go into it. But if you get the opportunity to encourage your senators and representatives to look, please just think about this. Yeah. Be cautious with eliminating things or strengthening things. Pay attention, please.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that all of them will listen to you, but if enough people are talking to them saying, "Hey, look, we care about this. We trust you to do something to act in our best interest on this, but please pay attention to this." Then they will listen. Yeah. Because they want you to vote for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And we want you to subscribe and vote for us over here at Noonish.
And how do you do that, J.A.?
Hey, you can go to YouTube right now. Until we get to our number of subscribers that we need, check us at www.tinyurl/Noonish live or our Facebook page and hit that Noonish Facebook page.
Hey, look, you can just go to noonish.live.
Or noonish.live. And it'll take you right there.
You can get to the
Noonish.co will take you there.
YouTube. You can get to the Twitch if that's your thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can even follow us on Instagram.
And hey, where can we find you, Ellis? Where can we find any of the businesses that you have created and support these days?
My name.
Tips.
Yeah, just my name, man. Ellis _Hobbs 3. The number 3. If you're into day trading or just finances, managing money, things of that nature, my Twitter is Art of War EH3. And of course, just my regular Twitter handle for just common information and just, my personality at Ellis Hobbs.
Excellent, bro. Hey, man, have you enjoyed yourself on this show today, man?
I have, man, for the simple fact of varying topics. I like broad discussions, where not too serious, man. You don't want to bring in personal views and all that other stuff as far as bringing in emotion, but I just like talking, man. I like talking on an educated level, and like you said earlier, Jay, just learning about things you don't know, man. So now that I'm scared shitless, I'm gonna go ahead and do some reevaluation.
Absolutely, bro. Nah, man, this has been great, bro. It's been a ton of fun, as I knew it would be.
You, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for taking your time to join us on this Wednesday. If nothing else, we at least treat you into drinking at 12 on Wednesday, on a random Wednesday, on January 6th, man. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, guys. We didn't even get to say it at the beginning of the show. Happy New Year to everyone that came and watched this show, man. Looking forward to everything to come. Next week, we got Adivan Gantorat on the show from Young Money Sports, Young Money APAA. He is the agent. He is the man. So this week, man, Ellis Hobbs, you brought it, bro, just like I thought you would, dog. And I want to thank you again, bro. But yeah. I guess we've come to that time, man. Went a little bit over. One-ish, noonish, that's how we do it over here. A little wiggle room. We need it. But we'll see y'all next week, same time.
Same Noonish time. Same Noonish channel.
Hey, Ross, sauce it up. Whoa. I've been feeling the love, I've been feeling the vibe. I hope they can feel all the passion I put in it, and you see it in my eyes. Yeah, I'm coming up, you see the rise. So come out and play, I don't see the need to hide. I feel like I'm the last man standing. 4-5, sitting on my dresser like a bandit. Oh my, why you scared? There ain't no need to panic. I ain't on a wave that could sink the Titanic. Like why, ain't no need to cut ties. This is not the best time, aiming for the east or the west side. I rise when I feel a vibe from the nighttime. I slide when she send me pictures of those night stars. It's a banger when I know that beat got a bass line. Line gets a blingin' when they see I'm too live. How about niggas? I stay on the jet. I got a jet. I stay on the quest. I don't wanna rest. That's how you hit.